What's up, YouTube? This is the Brooklyn Bounce channel. I'm here with chapter 11 of the book Anthony's Boy, The Prince of Bath Avenue. The true story of former Bonanno family hitman Joey Calco. Written by Richard Stanley Kagan. Chapter 11. Staten Island, my new home. I now live in Staten Island. Don't ask me how I got here, because things are moving so fast my mind is a blur. It's like I'm riding a roller coaster that is throwing me around and around with a 10 G-force gravitational force. I can't think straight. I can't think straight for a while, even though I'm clean and not on anything bad, like I promised my grandfather and myself and my family I would be. I live with my wife, my parents, and my children since we moved out of Brooklyn onto Staten Island, where the air is cleaner and so are the streets. A lot of people moved from Brooklyn to Staten Island in the 1990s. It was more peaceful and not a war zone where everybody is killing everybody else and stealing and robbing and everything that they could. My uncle had moved to Staten Island in the early 1960s. Then it was like being in the country. Not many people lived out there. But when the Verrazano Bridge was built, it opened up the floodgates, and the island was intruded with floods of all kinds of people seeking their better lifestyle and an end to the battlefield of drugs, robberies, burglaries, murders that they left back in the old country, which they used to call Brooklyn. I liked it in Staten Island. It was like we were in the city, but in the country at the same time. When I was in Sicily for the Mikey Hamster shooting, my good friend Tommy T.K. Reynolds had beef with Mikey Hamster outside of a bar on Cropsey Avenue. It was back in December of 1989. Mikey Hamster with 7 of my bullets in and out of his body was now moving up the Gambino family and was settling down roots in the old neighborhood, which I was glad I escaped from. Tommy was my best friend. We grew up together since we were in grammar school. Tommy is a part of the Bath Avenue Boys and is talking to a friend in front of a video store on Cropsey Avenue when Mikey Hamster arrives with Georgie Tatico and Bobby D for a Christmas party at the bar. When Mikey walks up to the bar, he opens the door for Georgie and Bobby to let them in. When they enter the bar, Mikey remains outside and starts to argue with Tommy Reynolds. Tommy pulls out a .45 caliber gun out of his pants and starts to shoot at Mikey Hamster, hitting him numerous times. Due to this shooting, Mikey Hamster loses his leg from knee down. This is the second time Mikey Hamster is shot, and it won't be his last time either. Now I'm back in the neighborhood, back in the mix of things, since I travel there from my new home in Staten Island to work with my father building houses in the old neighborhood and thereabouts. My friends have everything locked down on Bath Avenue and are making money. In the 3 years that have gone by, in the 3 years I was gone, my friends had made a name for themselves. Paulie Galino is with the Bonanno family. Joey B. Benini, Joey B. is an old-time gangster from the neighborhood. Joe was a made man back in the 60s and knows a lot of wise guys all over the city. For Poliglino, it was a good, smart move to be around Joe Bonanno. But if he wanted to become a made man in the Bonanno family, which is what he wanted from when he was a kid. Joe Bonanno was introduced into the Bonanno family by Joe Bonanno himself back in the 1960s. So Joe's got big clout in the neighborhood. He knows the rules and lives his life by them. We're building a house on 20th Avenue for one of my father's friends. This is so freaking crazy for me, because now I'm right in the heart of the neighborhood, right down the block from Bath Avenue. I know guys are plotting to see my movements. I will be driving by every so often. I know guys would be plotting my movements. I would see them driving by every so often. They don't think that I saw them, but I did. They didn't think I saw them, but I did. Every day I would go to Dunkin' Donuts for breakfast with my cousin Charlie, who was younger than me. Charlie is my first cousin and is my father's brother's son. He also worked for my father. One day I go to Dunkin' Donuts to get coffee for everyone at the job site. It's a beautiful summer day. I pull over on 86th Street to let my cousin Charlie go out and buy some coffee. I was just going about my business and doing my thing when a car pulls up behind my truck. I have a GMC pickup truck with a 4-inch lift kit, which made it a little bit higher than the car behind me. When the car pulls up, I didn't see who was in it. I look at my cousin and I beat the horn at him to hurry up, because something just doesn't feel right to me. When I look back to see where the car was, I didn't see it anymore. So I look to the left of me and I see Mikey Hammer in the car alongside of me, and he's pointing a 9mm handgun straight at my head, and he starts shooting at me. At this point, I jump out of the truck on the passenger side and hit the sidewalk on my back. I pull out my .357 Magnum and start shooting back at these guys. I was hit in my back and in my leg. The only reason why I wasn't killed that day was because these guys didn't have the balls to jump out of the truck and finish me off. They were cowards who did a drive-by like Finn Mullis, FINNSMULLS, which is like comfort shoes for women. Those guys were sissy pansies who didn't have a ball in their bodies. This will be a big mistake for Mikey Hamster, because now he has to watch his back, because now I have to kill him. And I have to kill him good and forever this time, dead. I jump back into my truck with my cousin. My cousin jumps in with me. I start driving back to the job site. I get out to tell my father that I have been shot in my back and in my leg. My gun disappears from my pants and gets lost. My father rips open my shirt and looks at the wound. I hear the flashing lights and sirens of the cops coming. It's like a bad nightmare all over again, only with louder sirens, sound effects than I had ever heard before. When the cops when the cops come, they jump out of their cars and pull their guns and tell us to put our hands up. When the police see that I am shot, they call an ambulance and take me to the hospital. When I am released from the hospital, my father takes me home. I come to find out that John Dunn's father-in-law okayed the hit on me. John Dunn and Mikey Hamster were the two guys who shot me. Now I am resting at home in Staten Island plotting my get back. My friends come to visit me on the weekends and give me information about what's going on in the neighborhood and letting me know about the attempted hit on me. Now, I'm just lying low and recovering from my wounds and of course planning how I'm going to once and for all take care of Mikey Hamster, John Dunn, his father-in-law, and anybody else in the Gambino family who wants a piece of me and who wants to die trying to do it. I know that revenge is a plate which is best served cold with a cool, clear head so that you don't make any mistakes. Because with just one little mistake or careless omission, you can kill yourself, and then the revenge is on the side of your enemy. The more time I take planning, the better and safer it will be for me. I gotta see if I have to ask permission to whack a made man like John Dunn's father-in-law, Rocky Marcial. I talked to Paulie Galino about getting back at these guys, and Paulie hooked things up for me while I kept low in Staten Island. My parents' home has become my safe house. Back in the day, Tommy Karate Pinter gave me some weapons to keep for him. I still have them in hiding. But Tommy got arrested in 1989 under the RICO Act by the FBI and was serving 4 life terms in prison. So I didn't get to see him, and I wasn't going to visit him in Stir because they might never let me out of that place. It's good sometimes to be a pack rat and not throw things away like Tommy Karate's big guns. Yeah, this time I'm going to use Tommy's big guns that I have been safekeeping for him. I know he won't mind if I take them out for a test drive. Sometimes, yeah, this time. I'm sorry. I know he won't mind if I take them out for a test drive sometimes. Yeah. This time, I'm not going to miss. In 1992, there was a mob war going on in Brooklyn, and the Colombo family was the one that was at war. This was an internal problem for the Colombos, but it was causing big problems for the streets of Brooklyn. A lot of people were getting shot and killed in the war. There hasn't been a mob war in New York since Crazy Joe Gallo started a war in the 1970s. Now I see the opportunity to get back at these fools. This would be the best time to do a move on these guys without drawing heat on me and my friends. I could see that these guys are with the Colombo family because of John Dunn's father-in-law. The hit that I'm about to do will most likely be blamed on the Colombo War. Me and Paulie have a sit-down to discuss how we're going to do this without drawing any heat on Paulie, because Joe Benedetti doesn't want Paulie to be involved in this hit on the street, in this hit on these guys, because this is not a sanctioned hit by the Bonanno family, and can mess up Paulie's chances of becoming a made member of La Cosa Nostra. So we have to be extra careful about what we're doing and how we want to get away with this hit. Just like that, Paulie comes up with a plan. I like it came to him out of the clear blue sky. Paulie is going to take Joe Benanti out for dinner while Tommy Reynolds and Fabrizio De Francisci and me do the hit. This will take the heat off of Paulie because he was out to dinner with Joe when this happened, and he couldn't have been in two places at once. But we still have to steal a car, which we will use. But we still have to steal a car, which we're good from the old days. We have to get guns ready. I have Tommy Karate's Rambo-style shotgun that shoots 9 shots. I give Tommy Reynolds a .45 caliber semi-automatic pistol. Fabrizio has a .38 caliber police special. Fabrizio is the guy who will pump up the shots into the guy who will pump off shots into each guy's head when they are down on the ground. It's supposed to be a simple hit, but nothing is simple when you're going to kill somebody. The night comes for this to happen. The car and guns are ready. Mikey Yemeni and Gonzalez are at their posts. They're going to call me when John Dunn and Mikey Hamster leave Rocky Marcel's house. Rocky Marcel's house, and are on their way home. Me and the boys are waiting on Bay 13th Street. John Dunn lives on this block. It is nighttime. It is nighttime at 9 p.m. The neighborhood is busy with people walking around and driving their cars. I'm waiting in the car at the corner like a lion waiting for its prey. The call comes in and the plan is in motion. Mikey Hamster is on his way home to hell, and he deserves that destination. We see the car. We see the car. My adrenaline is pumping. Mikey and John Dunn are parking in front of John Dunn's house. Tommy is driving the car we are in. Fabrizio is in the front seat. I am in the back seat with the shotgun. Tommy starts driving towards Mikey's car. Tommy starts driving towards Mikey's car, and I can see them getting out. Tommy pulls up, and we start shooting at them. All hell breaks loose. We are shooting like we are in Vietnam. I jump up out of the car and start shooting. Tommy gets out and goes on the sidewalk and starts shooting into the car, blasting all the windows. At this time, I am shooting at John Dunn, and when Mikey Hamster jumps out of the car and runs away from Tommy and runs right past me. I mean, he runs right under my shotgun while I am still shooting at John. Wow. I stopped shooting at John Dunn because he's on the floor and is hit. Mikey Hamster is running down the street on one leg because he lost the other leg. And when I watch him run, I can't believe it. This guy is running with one leg. I point the shotgun at him and bang. Mikey hits the street like a bag of rocks. Tommy and I run over to him. I put the shotgun to his head and pull the trigger. but no shots came out. No fire. I can't believe it. This freaking guy has 100 lives. I look at the gun and I see that I'm out of ammo. Tommy is kicking him and telling me to kill him. The man is not moving on the ground. He's shot in the back while trying to run away from me. He's got to be dead by now. I look at Fabrizio to see if he did his job, but I can see. I look at Fabrizio to see if he did his job, but I can see him under the car, standing there doing nothing. So me and Tommy run to the car and get out of there. When I get in the car, I take the driver's seat and start to drive. When I see Fabrizio still standing there in the street, I grab him and throw him in the car. The man is in shock from all the shooting. I don't blame him. With all the shooting and running around, anyone would freeze up. We get away and I'm heading home with Tommy to Staten Island. We left Fabrizio back in Brooklyn. When we get home, we turn on the television, Fox News, to see if the shooting was on. If so, to see what the reports say. It's on. We see that Bay 13th Street is lit up with police lights, and people have gotten out, and people have gotten to. I'm sorry. We see Bay 13th Street is lit up with police lights, and people have got to be all over the scene. Tommy Reynolds' uncle is on the scene. We can see him on the TV. We are getting an update of what happened. We get a phone call from Tommy's uncle, and it's shocking to us. He says that when the police got to the scene, they had a sheet over the body of Mikey Hamster, indicating that he was dead. We felt good about this because we completed our mission on killing him. Then he says, from out of nowhere, Mikey Hamster pulls the sheet off of him and pops up, sitting and looking around, and starts yelling like a zombie. The cops are shocked. The son of a bitch is still alive. After everything we shot at him, they quickly load him into the ambulance and ship him off to the hospital. Now I think that his guy is a cat with 1,000 lives. Now I think that his guy is a cat with 1,000 lives instead of 100 like I thought before. What the F? I shot him with a shotgun with a double buckshot, and he's still alive. I'm starting to think maybe this guy is Clark Kent or Superman. What do I have to shoot him with next time to kill him? A bazooka? Kryptonite bullets? John Dunn was also taken to the hospital, shot in the back of the chest, where he would live too. What luck this hamster has. He was shot 3 times in 3 different places. He still lives. This is amazing to me, and other people too. His new name should be Mikey the Cat instead of Mikey Hamster, because hamsters only have 1 life as far as I know. But I've tried to kill one of these before. Well, hamsters only have 1 life that I know of, but I never tried to kill one before. So Mikey Hamster's still alive after 3 attempts on his life. That's it for chapter, what was that, chapter 11? That's it for chapter 11. Maybe I'll be back tonight, maybe tomorrow for chapter 12. Let's see how long chapter 12 is. Chapter 12 is... Chapter 12 is not too bad. Maybe I can bang out chapter 12 later on tonight. If I don't do chapter 12 later on tonight, I'll have it in the morning. It's only about 10 or 12 pages. Anyway, thanks for listening. Please like, share, subscribe. Help me grow my channel. Thank you guys. I'll talk to you guys later.